Hi, my name is Diana Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting for you a tutorial on how to use the calculator to fill in missing values on mixed meal tolerance test response data. So the first thing you'll need to run this calculator is you'll need Jupyter Notebooks and Python. And so that's a download. It is fairly straightforward and easy. All you have to do is Google search, how do I download Jupyter Notebooks? And Jupyter is spelled Jupyter with Python, and you'll get sent to links and be able to download those packages onto your computer. Once that's the hardest part. Once that's done, you download the file from GitHub that's in the paper, and you will see this particular file open up. And it looks nice and pretty, and there's even instructions on this Jupyter Notebook. So that's why we chose to use Jupyter Notebooks for this calculator. So the first thing is that in the folder that you have saved your Jupyter Notebook to, that's where your input file will be. Your input file is going to be mixed meal tolerance test response curve data, where the first column is going to be the subject ID, so you have that as record, and the first row after the word subject or participant ID, it doesn't matter what you call it, you'll have the time points that you measured the analyte at. So in this case, the time points were 0 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so forth. And the word minutes should not be there. It should be actual values like 0, 5, 10, 15, just like it is in this example file. Each row represents response curve data for that particular time point for that particular individual. So for example, subject number 1 at 0 minutes had a measure of 92 milligrams per deciliter. At 5 minutes, it was 93, and so forth. Once that's all in the same folder, the next thing is that you'll go to the first code chunk and change the file name to your file name. So, for example, it says my file. My file is not the name of the file that I'm going to upload. It's going to be test. So I'm going to change it to test. So you just change it, leave the quotes on there. The file that I have didn't have measurements up to 240, it had them to 360. So I'm going to change these time points to be the time points of that particular study. And so I just copied and pasted, but the idea is the same for you. You're going to have these solid brackets with the time points separated by commas. Now, next thing's easy. You just go up to cell and hit run cells. Boom, it's done its job. At the very end, on the very last line, if you scroll down, it's going to have something that says df.2csv. This is the file everything's getting dumped to after the missing values have been simulated. And you can call it whatever you want. I called it missing value simulated. You can call it the same name of your file, underscore final, whatever it is. This is where you change the name of your file, is right here at the bottom, and it'll dump to a CSV that's in the same folder that your Jupyter Notebook is in. So let's take a look at this program for what it's actually doing. If you go down to where the file was read, you can see these NANs here. Those are missing data. So at the beginning, when this was run, there was missing data at 3 places that I can see here. Then the algorithm runs when I hit cells and run. And then at the very bottom, you see a repeat of this file. I'm peeking at it, and those missing numbers are now gone. So that's what it does. It takes the most logical value to fill in for that particular time point, and it fills it in automatically. Now let's go to the folder. Here's the folder, and here's the file, missing value simulated. If I open it up, it's the original file that I had input, except this one doesn't have any missing values in it. It took care of all the missing values that were in this file. And that's it. So let me know if you have questions. My email is on the Jupyter Notebook, but in case you can't even open the notebook, my email is diana.thomas@westpoint.edu. Happy filling.